recording has started, so we will kick off. We have got some, we've got an hour put aside here today. Hopefully we will get through this sooner than the hour and have a lot of time for question and answers. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us at today's Microsoft NCE, and for those who are not sure, this is the new commerce experience from Microsoft, and this is all about how we can help support you guys, what those changes are, and what the opportunities are to grow your CSP business. So flick to the next slide if you don't mind, please, Hazel. My name is Nadia Phillips. I am head of M&O, so marketing operations here at Umbrella. Most of you have seen me not on the partner updates that we do. So welcome and thank you for joining us as well on here today. I am so pleased to have Hazel and Alex from my team. They are actually going to be the stars in the spotlight today. They're the ones that are going to be presenting to you guys and also taking all your questions. And we have the absolutely awesome Paul Balkett as well from Microsoft joining us. Paul is here to support us, to answer your questions, to I guess take the curly ones, right, Paul? So we'll throw those ones over the fence at you. But
I'll try. I'll give it my best shot.
But we're here as a team and we're here to support you guys, and that's what this is all about. Please fire any questions into the chat. We'll be looking at those. And there will also be question answer session at the end as well. But if you do have any questions while we're going through, pop your hand up and we'll make sure that we try and get to you. So I'm actually going to be pretty short today. If you want to jump to the next one, Hazel, this is just a quick agenda. We will be going through what is NCE and what this change will mean for my CSP. So Alex Bassan will be leading that. We'll move into Hazel, who will be looking at the actual details of it, what it means for you, and then the question and answer. And that's where we've got, obviously, Paul here as well supporting on that one. So I am now going to hand it over, if you go to the next one, Hazel, to Alex Bassan. Alex.
Thank you so much, guys. My actually introduction is going to be pretty short as well, because I want you guys to spend more time talking to Hazel, obviously, and asking the questions about the newcomers experience. But speaking about the newcomers experience, just a bit of history. So obviously, majority of the partners already transacting newcomers experience for Azure, but the newcomers experience for licenses are just coming, and it's actually already available on the MyCSP. So honestly speaking, from now on, you all can go to MyCSP and start buying newcomers experience products. They've been tagged as a newcomers experience product, so you're going to have some unique things and to receive some introductory discounts and other bits and pieces, but Hazel is definitely going to talk a little bit more about that. My 2 cents are going to be also, we are in Umbrella just not working and having the support of all these great products Microsoft pushing to the market, but we're also working close with you guys and to change some stuff on the MyCSP to make it easier. So my promise to you today is going to be about the MyCSP rebuilding the purchase journey to support all of those hundreds of thousands products much better, and we actually are going to be working on that for the next 3 weeks, and we will be deploying that at the middle of March roughly. So all newcomers experience product, as I said, already available. You will be able to see it on the MyCSP if you go there right now, and you will be able to purchase them. But they actually behave a little bit different from the old classic license-based products. And I will pass actually to Hazel to explain a little bit more about that. But if you need to talk to me about any experience you have, obviously, on the MyCSP around newcomers experience or about anything else, feel free to reach me out and I'll be able to help you with that. And yeah, that is pretty much me. Passing to Hazel.
All right, sorry, I'm a bit slow on the slides.
That's all good.
Okay. All right, so it's my turn now. So I'm going to take you guys through the NCE details. I hope you guys are ready for that. First of all, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to the audience today. I can see a lot of familiar names. Quick intro, my name is Hazel Yang, the partner account manager for Umbrella. So before I joined Umbrella, I had a lot of experience with the CSP program, so I know the program very well. Let's jump right into the details now. So if you have attended a few webinars with Microsoft before on the CSP Spotlight, a lot of the content is from those webinars. But the angle that I'm going to take today is I wanted to explain to you the changes and the impacts that NCE has brought compared to the current CSP program. So if you do have any questions, just pop that on the chat. We have some time allocated for that later. So the first thing is the term changes. One fundamental change is I guess compared to the current CSP program. At the moment, a lot of partners are either using the 1-year subscription for the Office or M365 products, and a lot of partners have the option to use either 1 year or 3 year on the Dynamics products. So one fundamental change for the term is you can see here they've added 1 month term. So I guess the key thing here is to think why the change. So previously on the legacy, we call that legacy CSP program, you have a lot of flexibility in terms of throughout the subscription term. You have a lot of flexibility in changing whether it's the seats or do the cancellation. But on the NCE experience, the term here basically means the commitment that's required from the partners. So that's why we have the new term here, the 1 month. So this has been added. So this is new. And this 1 month term is to give the partners flexibility for you to still have the flexibility to manage the customers. But to have that flexibility, you need to pay a 20% more based on the current price. So this is the fundamental change. And the other change here is the 3 years. So previously you can pay monthly or annually on the 3-year term. Now there is another option here, so you can pay all up front. So this is a 3-year term you can pay. Now let's go to the next one. So what are the changes on adding and reducing licenses on the existing subscriptions? Adding licenses here is the same experience as before. So if you wanted to add more licenses throughout the term, you can still do the same. And as to the charges, it's still the same as well. So same experience when you add the licenses. But reducing licenses, basically that is seen as a cancellation, right? So you're reducing the seats. There is a 72-hour window applied to reducing the licenses. So on this slide, I actually give you a bit more info here. So for these 72-hour rules, you get the full refund on day 1, prorated in day 2 and day 3. So if you wanted to cancel the subscription or you want to reduce the seats, you have the opportunity to do that within the 72 hours. Once you pass the 72 hours, you need to commit to the term. So whether it's 1 month or a year, it doesn't really matter what billing frequency you're choosing. You can pay monthly on the annual subscription, but you still need to pay for the full year on the subscription. So there's no early cancellation for that anymore, apart from this 72-hour window. And because of that, now you do have the opportunity to make changes on the renewal date. So there are a few things here. You can, I'll go from the bottom to the top. So you can change the billing frequency. If you're using monthly, you wanted to change to annual, vice versa, you can do that. If you wanted to change the term, it's monthly or annually or triannually, you can change the term here as well. You can, now this is opportunity for you to decrease the seats. So you can do you can increase or you can decrease the numbers when you're managing the renewals. There is also a list of the authorized upgrades that you can select as well. So you can manage that everything at the renewal date. A couple of things here. You can manage everything on the renewal date. The authorized upgrades and the increase, you can do that throughout the year as well. So you don't have to wait until the term ends. So the way to look at that, if it's more commitment, if you're making more commitment to Microsoft, so you can do that throughout the year. Now I'm gonna take you through the full upgrade of the annual term licenses. So here's one example. This Magic Travel ordered 25 annual licenses for Office E3 in November 15th, and they wanted to upgrade all users to E5 on the 25th of November. So this full upgrade, first of all, this is eligible upgrade. You can upgrade, and the subscription ID will remain the same, and licenses will automatically assigned. In terms of billing, the reconcile looks quite complex, but just to keep in mind, you're not paying double. You basically just pay for what you use. If you've paid for the E3, now you just pay for the differences for the E5. So you're not paying for more. So you can also do a partial upgrade. This is a very similar example. Now you only want to upgrade 5 users out of the 25. You have 2 options here. If you have an existing subscription, like E5 subscription, you can add these 5 licenses onto the existing subscription. If you don't have it, you can also create a new subscription for the E5. So one thing to note here, the licenses are not automatically assigned, so you need to do that manually. And managing trials. So the trials, there are a lot of changes in managing the trials as well. It's still the 25 licenses. It's still valid for 30 days. It can't be cancelled, and the auto renew is on. Previously, the partners order the trial. You need to go in the portal and do the manual conversion, right? So now this has changed. The auto renew is on. So how do you manage the trials? Since the auto renew is on, if you don't do anything, so the trial will be automatically converted. This 25 seats, it will convert to a paid offer, and it will start the next day after the trial ends. It's valid for a year. Sorry, the term is a year, and you pay, it's a monthly subscription, and the 72-hour cancellation period starts. If you do want to manage the trial in a more managed way, there are 2 options here. Either you can schedule the trial conversion, or you can manually do the trial conversion on the date you want it. So for the scheduled trial conversion, the paid subscription, it will start on the next day after the trial ends. You can change the SKU. So for eligible upgrade, you can change the SKU. You can change the quantity up and down. You can choose the term. You can choose the billing frequency, and you can the 72-hour cancellation period starts as well. The manual trial conversion is a little bit different. So once you convert, once you do the manual trial conversion, it starts on the day. So as soon as you convert it, the billing will start. You can change the SKU to an upgrade as well. You can choose the subscription. So if there's an existing subscription, you can choose that subscription, or you can just convert to a new subscription. You can choose the term, you can choose the billing frequency. One thing to note here, you can increase the seats, but you can't decrease. So this is a bit different compared to the scheduled trial conversion. And also the 72-hour cancellation period starts as well. So I guess one question here for the partners is, if you do want to cancel, you need to cancel as soon as when the sub has been converted on the day, because remember the cancellation policy, the first day you get full refund. Now let's have a look at migration to NCE, some of the key timelines as well.
Actually, Hazel, before you jump on, I was just wondering if anyone had any questions on that, because the trials is a bit of a change to the way they work today.
Yeah, I can't see the questions, so maybe one of the teams.
Yeah, actually, I couldn't see anything. I can't see the chat myself, so I don't know if there's any chat questions. I don't know why I can't see it, but
I can see the chat, and there's no questions at this stage. Does anyone want to put their hand up or ask any questions?
Well, good. If you are doing trials, guys, work with maybe Hazel or the team at Umbrella to make, the first one or two that you do so that you get it right, or have a process internally to handle it, because you don't want to find yourself setting a trial up and then end up being charged for it if you don't have, confirmation from the customer. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Paul. It is a big change here, and the timeline here is quite, I guess, it's quite tight on how you've got 1 day window, to be honest, to cancel that.
Hey guys, there's Glenn has just asked, how do you stop a trial before the 30 days or turn the auto renew off?
You can't do that. So the simple question to that is you can't do that. You can't switch it off. The auto renew is on. But like I said, once it's been converted to a paid subscription, the 72-hour cancellation rule will apply. And remember for the first 3 days, the first day you will get the full refund. Yeah, it is a bit, I understand this. It's a little bit challenging for the partners to manage the trials.
Paul, is there any experience or any suggestions from Microsoft around that?
I'm not deep in this area, to be honest, guys. It depends a little bit on how you guys have implemented the integration as well, I think, with the platform, although obviously the core policies stand. You could look at, I'm not sure how it works with doing a direct trial. So you could potentially do a direct trial and then transition and apply CSP licensing to that tenant. I assume that still works with the new commerce experience. I don't know that for a fact though.
Cool. Maybe the takeaway from this, if you are looking at doing trials and you're not sure about these, catch up with our team and we can help you work through that and make sure. Does that sound good, Alex?
Yeah, I think it does. And probably the easiest answer is actually you need to just keep an eye, obviously, on the calendar and the conversion day for the trial, and then go to my CSP, and you have a 72-hour window to cancel those licenses, which being automatically converted. And if you do that, obviously, on the first day after the conversion happened, you're going to be charged nothing. Obviously, that's an easy answer.
And I'm going to say from a supporting our customers' point of view, we want to keep those trial licenses anyway. The idea of a trial is that we then want them to continue those and actually pay for those licenses ongoing because it's something that they've seen beneficial. So hopefully that works. But yeah, let's catch up with the team. Back to you, Hazel.
Thanks everyone for jumping on that. Now let's have a look at migration to NCE. There are a few key dates here. So I guess now the price increase is happening as well, starting from March. So there are a few SKUs here: the Office E1, Office 365, E1, E3, E5, and the Microsoft 365 Business Basic Premium and E3 as well. So those SKUs will have a price increase. That's starting 1st of March. And a few key dates for other things here is the annual offer promotion for NCE. So this is 5% discount at the moment, and it's running. So that's from 1st of Jan to end of March. I'm not sure if you have some insider view here. Just from the webinars I've been to, what I heard is that it's quite likely to extend the promo for the partners. Do you have anything you want to share?
Sorry, Paul. I think that was directed at you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. I was looking at a different screen. I'm sorry. What was the question, Hazel?
I can't see anyone, so I'm just asking a blank question here. So the question here is the annual offer promotion for NCE. The promo period is from 1st of Jan to 31st of March.
Yes.
But I did hear from some webinars, it's quite likely to be extended.
Yes, we do have a footnote on all of our slides saying that there's a possibility that will be extended. I guess we'll see how that goes. I suspect it will be. Our goal for everyone on the call is to move everyone to the new commerce platform. The sooner we do that, we think the better. And so that's why we're providing an incentive in terms of discount to do it right now. And also there is another incentive because of the price increase in terms of some of the SKUs that you see on the screen at the bottom there. So my suggestion would be to, if you have customers using Microsoft 365 today on legacy CSP, would be to renew them this month into the new commerce experience SKUs.
Yeah.
But it could be extended on as well. But if you do it today, you're going to avoid the price increase for M365.
Yeah.
Thanks, Hazel, for raising it. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you, Paul. And so the next key days is for the monthly offer. The monthly offer is new for NCE. Like I said, it's a 20% premium for you to have that flexibility month on month. Now, there's a promo running for that as well. The monthly discount is basically you still pay for the same price as for the on the current compared to current CSP price. And this promo ends 30th of June. So you pay for the same price, still on the monthly subscription. And
if
so
you've got customers, guys, that you're not sure about in terms of committing to an annual subscription, or if they just want that flexibility to change, decrease SKUs, change SKUs, things like that, then you'd move to the monthly one. And so essentially what we're doing is just providing the exact same price point as what you'd normally pay for an annual subscription, but it will be a monthly based term. So you have the flexibility as well. And the only issue with that is you won't avoid the price changes. So if you do have customers running any of the SKUs that are listed at the bottom there, they will be impacted. So you'll get the new price point on those.
Yeah, thanks, boys. It's a really good point. It does give the partners a window for them to communicate with the customers and see what they wanted to do with a new commerce experience. So moving on from there, I guess there are a couple of days here that's basically enforcing the changes. So the new subscriptions, it has to be purchased in NCE, and this is starting 10th of March. So it's only like 3 weeks away. It's happening now. You have to purchase the new orders on NCE. For the legacy subscriptions, the enforcement date is 1st of July. You have to renew the licenses, the NCE licenses into the new commerce experience, starting from 1st of July. And the incentives in legacy, so this is ending on the 30th of September 2022. So the migration rules here, there are a few things to note here. Only eligible, I'm going to talk about the eligibility here. Only eligible subscriptions can be migrated. So there are a few things that's not eligible here. Subscription within their first month. So for this one, I guess one thing you need to keep in mind is if you do want to move them to NCE, you need to decide, if it's a legacy or NCE, because once you place the order on the legacy platform, and then later you want to move them into the NCE, you have to wait for a month. And I guess the inactive subscriptions and trial subscriptions, you can't move them to NCE either. And with the promos, add-ons, the government SKUs, education, nonprofit subscriptions, you can't move them either. So only one subscription can be migrated at a time. I'm going to defer this to Alex. Are you able to jump on and just talk about the experience for MyCSP for the partners?
Yeah, sure, 100%. So I do understand, guys, like we talk about a lot of kind of changes, especially related to new commerce experience products. And it's not just about the changes related to the Microsoft state of the new commerce experience. It's also going to be some changes on the MyCSP platform. I'm going to give you like an easy, pretty answer here as well. So a lot of the things are going to be taken care by my CSP system. So speaking about all these cancellation terms, pricing, billing terms, and other things like that, it's all going to be pretty visible on the my CSP on the purchase journey. And speaking about the upgrades to the new commerce experience for some of you who've been like for quite a long with us, you know we've done the automated migration of all Azure subscriptions to the new commerce experience subscriptions. But with the new commerce experience for the licenses, we are not going to be taking that approach. So in reality, we will provide you an option to renew that manually, and it's going to be pretty similar to what Partner Center, Microsoft Partner Center provides. So it's going to be a button which you can obviously click on the existing subscriptions and migrate that subscription to the new commerce experience subscription by confirming a few things. And technically after that, the subscription is going to be migrated to the new commerce experience subscription. So pretty straightforward, but it will require obviously some manual work. And Hazel shared with you some timeline, technically from when you will be able just to buy the new commerce experience products and from what time you need to renew on the new commerce experience SKUs. So those are also going to be taken care by my CSP. So literally, if you go to my CSP, if you try to purchase something, we'll make it happen. So you will see just only those products you can purchase with those terms you can purchase and with all appropriate discounts. And speaking about the renewal, you actually are not going to be you will not be able to renew a subscription on the old commerce experience because it will highlight you something like you need to be on the new commerce experience to be able to renew that sub. So all those highlights and notification windows are all going to be available on my CSP. So technically you will be notified about something happening in that area.
Thank you, Alex, for that explanation. I've just seen. Sorry. I've just seen a question from Groover. So the price is in USD dollars. Yes, you're right. They're not in New Zealand dollars. Are those discounts already in the portal? Can you clarify that, Groover? I'm just gonna keep moving on with the slides. So
Hazel, I think Alex will be able to answer that about the discounts in the portal.
Yeah, sure. So I pretty much already answered. So all discounts are in the portal. Yes, you obviously will see your reseller discount, and you will see that discount Microsoft provides to incentivize you, obviously, to migrate to new commerce experience platform. And yes, those prices you've seen on the slide in US dollars. When will the options to migrate existing subscriptions to NCE will be available on my CSP? Right now. Technically, you can go to the subscription management page and start migrating those subscriptions.
Matthew, if you want to move the subscriptions, we can talk after the session. Okay, so moving on, next I'm going to take you through a few different scenarios. I know it can get quite confusing, so I'm going to take you through different scenarios to explain to you. The first one is if you purchase the annual term licenses before 1st of March in the legacy platform, what's gonna happen there? Just keep in mind, this is quite small. Just keep in mind the few key dates. So the first one is 1st of March. This is price increase, and the promo is 1st of Jan to 31st of March. 10th of March, this is when you have to purchase the licenses on NCE, and ending 1st of July. Starting from 1st of July, you have to renew that into the NCE platform. So this reseller will sell to you the order 25 annual term licenses for the customer on the 25th of Feb. So this is February before 1st of March, and it's done on the legacy commerce experience. Commerce experience. They choose the annual billing option. So what are the impacts here? Let's have a look at the price increase. So the price increase do not apply because this has been purchased before 1st of March. And the promotions here, this do not apply as well. That's because this has been placed on the legacy platform, not on NCE. So the promo is only eligible when you place the orders on NCE. And for the subscription management, it's pretty much the same as before. You can still add licenses anytime, decrease the licenses until the subscription end date. So you will be on the legacy subscription for another 12 months. And in terms of migration, you need to either you can migrate anytime to NCE, or you have to do that before the subscription end date. So there is no auto migration for you. You have to manage that by yourself, either before the end date or just at the time when it expires. So the next scenario is the new annual term licenses before 1st of March, and this experience is on the NCE. So the same, very similar scenario. The customer has ordered 25 on the 5th of Feb. They ordered 25 licenses on the new commerce experience. So the only change here is the new commerce experience. Now the price increase do not apply because they purchased the order before 1st of March, and the promo apply because this is on the NCE platform and before 31st of March. So they've got the 5% promo. Then, of course, the subscription management, the NCE rules apply. You can add licenses at the same price until subscription end date. You can decrease the licenses in the first 72 hours. So this is the NCE rules. And for the incentives, you get paid on the full amount of the subscription at a higher NCE rate. So now this scenario here, you purchase the licenses after 1st of March, and the platform is NCE. Now let's look at the price increase. The increase has applied because the date here is 25th of March, and this is after 1st of March. So now we got the price increase here, and the promo still applies because this is 25th of March. This is before 31st of March, right? So we've got the 5% promo and on the NCE platform. The subscription management NCE rules apply as well here. So for the incentives, it's paid on the full amount of the subscription at a higher NCE rate, okay? Because we have the annual term licenses. And for this scenario, so this is new annual term. This has been purchased after 31st of March on the NCE. The price increase here has been applied because this is after 1st of March, and the promo, like Paul has explained before, it's very likely to be extended. So just watch out for the space. Subscription management is still, NCE rules apply here as well. Okay, so those are the few scenarios I've taken you through. I want to take a pause here and see if there are any questions.
There's no questions in the chat. Anyone want to ask anything at this stage? No, it is silence. I think it's back to you, Hazel.
All right, thanks, Nadia. Thanks for watching out as well. I can't really see what they pop up there. So when to move to NCE, so really it's there are two scenarios for the partners. Either one is the new purchases. When do you purchase the NCE? The other one is your existing subscriptions. So for the new, this is basically a summary on the on when to move to NCE. So purchase new subscriptions in NCE. You need to do that before 10th of March. This is a really key date. You need to keep that in mind. And you need to purchase the new licenses. Oh, sorry. If you purchase the new licenses before 1st of March, and you can avoid the price increase and the 5% promo for the annual term orders before 31st of March. So yeah, for the new licenses, if you purchase that on NCE, basically those are the promotions at the moment to encourage the partners to move into NCE. There's only a short window now for you to actually use the legacy platform. And so for the existing subscriptions to NCE, if you convert your customers before 1st of March to NCE, you can earn a 5% promo and you can avoid the price increase as well. So I think this is really important for partners to take note, because you do need to start thinking of how you manage your customers. You need to think about, the terms that you have with your customers as well. And by all means, you have to do that before end term, like the term ends. This is basically the date you have to do it. So either way, you have to manually convert this from legacy to NCE. I'm gonna do a very short quiz with the partners here today. I know this can get very confusing, so I just want you to start thinking of the answers to see if you can actually understand the key dates and what impacts are for your customers. So the first one, if you want to be interactive, you can add answers there. Just add a number, add true or false, so that we know that if you've got it right or not. The first question is, legacy subscriptions must be migrated by 1st of March. So if this is true or not. And the second question is, incentives apply for the full duration of the legacy system. The third one is, the promo price is fixed for the full duration of a subscription. The fourth one, March price increase will affect annual subscriptions created in January or February. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to answer those questions. Just keep in mind, this is basically also a test of your understanding on the subscription. What is a subscription from Microsoft? Do we have any answers on the chat?
There's no answers on the chat. It seems everyone's keeping it to themselves, so you might just have to do a bit of everyone will just have to tick off their own. Tell us if they got them all right.
Right, okay. I'll give 5 more seconds. It takes a bit of time to think this through. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna review the answer now. You can shout out if you've got all the answers right. Okay, so the first one, the legacy subscriptions must be migrated by 1st of March, 2022. So this is false. The key date, if you still remember, that's starting 1st of July. So that's false. Incentives apply for the full duration of a legacy system. This is false as well. So for legacy incentives, it ends on the 30th of September. Okay, but if you paid for annual subscription, you will get the incentives for the full duration. Okay, but in general, it ends on the 30th of September for this one. And the third one, the promotion price is fixed for the duration of a subscription. This is true. So if you place the order, say on 1st of March in NCE, and you get the 5% promo, that will last. The promo price will last for 12 months. So the subscription term actually it is a price protection for you as well. So this is true. The March price increase will affect annual subscriptions created in January or February. So this is false. It's the same concept as the third one. Once your price is locked for that subscription, you will be eligible for that price for 12 months. So if you have already locked the price in Jan or Feb, the price increase won't apply until the term ends in 12 months. So it is actually really good timing for you to place orders before 1st of March if your customers have the requirements. Okay, so now questions. We've answered a few questions on the throughout the session, but if you do have more questions, feel free to raise now. We've got Paul here as well to answer, any curly ones you have.
I might just quickly throw out there, guys. Thanks to the Umbrella team for doing a summary of this and the operational side. I might just to paint a bit of context for those on the call, you might be wondering, there seems to be a lot of changes and there's kind of like some new policies and cancellation periods and terms and things like that. What we're basically doing is at Microsoft, we've got today multiple commerce platforms and engines and licensing vehicles, and we're essentially bringing them all onto the same platform. So we started a few years ago with the new Azure plan. Well, it's not so much new now, but Azure plan on CSP. Software subscriptions, things like that. We've done that with direct customer engagement or customer agreements in America. And then we'll also do that with enterprise agreements. And so they'll all come to this new Uber commerce platform that we have. And what we're trying to do is align with the licensing programs or vehicles so they have the same or similar terms. So you'll be able to transition customers from enterprise agreement to CSP and from other direct licensing purchases into CSP much more easily as we go forward. And then this new platform will allow us to standardize and bring new capability to CSP. So today you can't, for instance, get device-based licensing on CSP. We don't have a home use program. We don't have kind of a whole bunch of things that you have on EAs. And so that will come to CSP. So I just wanted to probably labor that a little bit, but that's the reason why we really need to get to the new commerce platform, and there will be lots of good things and benefits coming down the pipe. So that's the primary reason to get there in the first place. So a little bit of pain now to transition, and then hopefully there will be a lot of benefit for you going forward.
Thank you, Paul, for painting the picture here. So I have a question for you, Paul. At the moment for the CSP program, once we move to the NCE platform, the cloud SKUs that's available on EA agreement, does that mean that everything will be available? I'm talking about the cloud SKUs.
Yeah, not initially. There's still work to be done in terms of some of the things that aren't on CSP today that might be on EA. There's not that much stuff, to be honest. Some of it's more about the concessions that you can get on an enterprise agreement. It won't be there won't be exact parity. Yeah, I mean, at some point, there's an inflection point where enterprise agreements are going to have some benefits over CSP just because of the volume commitments that they might bring. But yeah, there will be lots of new, good stuff coming, and we have got a little bit of there's a bit of a roadmap, I think, in the documents. For those that do want to read more about new commerce experience, I'll pop the link in the chat. There is the standard 101 and 201, 200 level guides and customer. I'll just pop it in the chat now. There is a customer objection handling document if you want that, or how to position it with customers. Because your main thing, the main change, guys, is that you're really going to be asking customers to commit to 12 months up front if they want well, not up front, but 12 months for the same license SKU and count if you want the same price point today. If you want the customer's flexibility, they can move to monthly. But just be aware of that with your customers. That's the main thing to have a discussion with them about. I've heard a lot of partners are looking at putting, say, 80% of a customer's licenses on an annual subscription, and then maybe 20% on a monthly one, so that you allow for some flexibility if needed. So that might be a path you can go down, or you can obviously ask a customer to pay you up front. There's a variety of vehicles or options, I guess, you could do with it.
Yeah, thanks, Paul, for sharing that insights. I can add to that a bit more as well. I've been talking to partners on the NCE changes. So different partners manage the customers very differently. I do have partners that's basically add the licenses onto a managed support contract. So, you know, essentially the partner has already asked commitment from the customers to pay for it. There are very little changes there, but there are also partners that's, you know, leveraging the flexibility from the current CSP program to support the customers, you know, changing the Cs to the cancellation. So if that's the case, you also need to have a look at, you know, how you're going to manage your customers going forward. Think about the contract changes, that kind of things, because the NCE changes, you know, it's coming just in next month.
Yeah, good call out, Hazel. I said there was some questions in the chat. I don't know if we want to cover these now. And Al mentions, can you show us how to migrate subscriptions? Also, any downtime? I guess that's one for you, Alex.
Yeah, already answered that pretty
Oh,
much.
sorry, you've already done. Oh my gosh, sorry.
That's all good, no worries. Actually, I'm happy to provide more clarity. So, yeah, I just said it's pretty much the button is available. I'll share a screenshot with you like in a few seconds. But just keep it in mind, not every subscription at this stage you will be able to successfully migrate to the new commerce experience because of the complexity of some of those terms and subscriptions. So I'll share with you the screenshot how the button is going to look like. But reality being, majority of those migrations to the new commerce experience, we are going to be handling manually in Umbrella team because we want to be sure it's all working as expected on your side. It's no kind of issues or any concerns from your side, obviously, and we need to just obviously test some of those APIs Microsoft provided to us because they're being quite new. So I'll share the screenshot with you, but we have a really great support specialist in place, and specifically some of you know Harsh, who will be obviously just working with you hand in hand and giving you all the support to migration for the new commerce experience products. If you want to obviously cancel the existing subscriptions and create a new one, or you want to just buy a new one, that's all pretty easy, but the migration is pretty difficult, so it's going to be handled manually at least for some time.
Thanks, Alex. So if you guys wanted to, you know, place a new order on the NCE platform, come talk to me. I can show you how that can be done on my CSP. I've been working with partners, basically managing the changes on my CSP platform. So if you do want to set up a very quick call with me, I'm more than happy to take you through how, I guess from an operational perspective, how we can support you on that. I think that's the end of the session. If we don't have more questions.
Awesome. Hey, I'll jump in here, Hazel, and just say thank you so much to Hazel and Alex and Paul for your time today. Really appreciate this. As I said, this is recorded. We will be popping this up onto Connect so that you guys can rewatch it, or you can share that if you would like as well. There is also some resources that we've got up on Umbrella Connect. It gives you a brief overview of what we've talked about, what NCE is. It's got links to the Microsoft sites and all of their information. There's also there's a article and information on the promotion prices, etc. So there's 3 articles in total on Connect, and they are there for you to have a look at. Alex?
Yeah, there is also a big article which pretty much describes all of these on a knowledge base of my CSP. So technically, if you ever have any questions and try to understand how it's all going to work, just go there. It's pretty comprehensive, explains everything related to the new commerce experience and how it's going to be supported. So it's also there. Not on the marketing platform, which marketing case may not like rising all those visits to the public website, but knowledge base is knowledge base. So here we go.
Awesome. So if there's no other questions, please reach out, add questions to the chat after this, or flick a message through to anybody in the team, and we can definitely help you out or point you in the right direction. So again, thank you everybody for your time. Thank you for joining us. We really do value our partners so much, and we will get through this together. And this is all to get the good wins on the other side from Microsoft. So, ka kite anō.
Thanks all. Ciao.
Thank you all.